We have one final effort from the Halo soundtrack. I guess written by Martin O'Donnell slash Michael Salvatori. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I am a professionally trained musician, and I'm trying to explain things here in a way so that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube and you like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel at the time of this recording. We're so close to 500 subscribers. I am very excited about this. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and just join the Discord, all that good stuff. So yes, this is from Halo 3, by the way. This is from Halo 3, the original soundtrack. I forgot to mention that. So this is recorded live on stream. We record these on Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. So there's gonna be a lot of pausing because this is recorded live on stream. Let's do this. One final effort. Let's go. Okay, so we start with what is called a pedal note from the double basses. Double basses are such an underrated instrument, and they have been extremely underrated for a very, very long time. Back in the day, they used to just be the bossy. The double basses would just play whatever the cellos played, even though the double basses are like twice the size. But now we have them separate and everything. It's really, really fun. And pedal note just means you're holding that note. And we have that. We have the piano with, you can call it contrabass, double bass, contrabass. It's the same thing. It's interchangeable. It's one of those very few names that instruments have that are interchangeable like that. The only other instrument that comes close to that is the quantum instrument known as the violin slash fiddle, where you only know if it's a violin or a fiddle after it's been played. It's the same instrument. It's just how it's played. When it comes to a double bass, bass slash contrabass, it's the same instrument. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, no matter what. So yeah, now that I've put this into your mind, the violin and fiddle are the same structurally speaking. You only know which one it is after you've listened to it play. It's one of the more fun things about it. So, back to the song. We have the pedal note from the double bass, and we have the piano doing these very Halo-esque themes. Like this very Halo-esque rhythm. Halo has been building so many motifs, so many things. I haven't finished Halo. Like, I played Halo 1, I started playing Halo 2, I haven't played Halo 3. I played ODST, and I played Reach. And I know a bunch of these themes. Like, a bunch of these themes still come back into my head. And we are seeing the piano kind of calling back to that. I've heard that Halo 3 is the best, so we are definitely going to play it. So we're repeating that. So yes, we're having the piano pretty much taking care of everything. I heard some percussion, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a percussion or if it was my neighbor doing the thing. It was a bass drum, yeah? It was a bass drum. Having that downbeat along with the piano. The piano, of course, being one of the most versatile instruments that is out there. It is a choice to have the piano hammer in the notes. I am of the opinion that you should be gentle with a piano. I would much rather have you play the notes very softly and just turn up the volume than to hammer in the notes. However, this is likely a live orchestral percussion recording, so yeah, you want the piano to go ape at that kind of stuff. Like, just go full on. Let's continue. Violins come in. Violins have come in. We have both sections with... Oh, this is beautiful. We have this type of splitting melody. Shut up, Paint. Shut up, Paint. We have this thing of splitting melody. We have the violins playing essentially a tutti all together. Then one of them continues going and the other one splits off one of the sections splits off, creating this branching feeling. It's such a cool thing to do. I don't do it enough. I don't do it enough in my music, and it's such a fun thing to do this kind of counterpoint. Tricky to do, especially because of the dissonances that you see whenever you branch out like that. But very possible, and of course, it happened just now. So. Good piano. Excuse me. Okay, and now you have the percussion and the piano playing an accompaniment of that very, very... What we're hearing right now are leitmotifs. This type of percussion, this type of piano, leitmotif. Motifs, of course, being the smallest version of your musical idea. And how they play out. And by the way, that was a weird burp because I was inhaled. I don't know how the hell that happened. The smallest version of your idea from which everything else spurts out. And the good thing about a motif is that you can turn it into a leitmotif. A leitmotif is when you take a motif and you just use it in multiple pieces at the same time. And this type of percussion, this type of piano is that leitmotif of this is Halo. This is Halo. Let's hear it. So we're having a back and forth between the double bass and the piano. Now the violins are doing variations of what is usually our normal, the good old Halo theme. It's so cool. It's so cool. The Halo music's so epic. So. Cymbals going up. And there you go. The good old theme. The good old theme. The leitmotif coming in. Everything is building up. Oh, it's so cool. With extra adornments of everything. The drum set is going insane with this. And then you have the violins. I love the Celtic and like almost Irish rhythm of the melodies and this whole thing. Like, it feels very Celtic to me, which I don't know enough about Halo. I just know that, Reach happens in space Hungary for some reason. And Halo 1, I played Halo 1, and I like this almost tribal primitive rhythm that this thing has, because of the theme of Halo, right? Like, it's the human beings, such a primitive species, against such a far more advanced, like almost beyond our comprehension levels of the different factions that you face in Halo. And I like how Halo just embraces the humanity of it. It's really, really cool. Really cool. And once again, this leitmotif is so cool. And with the extra adornments from the piano. I like how we're getting this back and forth call and response from what is almost the original theme, the ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, but we're having the double bass start it and the piano continuing it. That's such a cool call and response. Call and response, of course, being when one instrument plays one thing and another instrument immediately responds with something else. And I like how they are doing this little orchestration. Like, it's a miniature orchestration. Of course, orchestration being the use of different instruments, how you're sharing the melody around in different ways. And this makes it feel so fresh. Because the theme, we are used to hearing it from the double bass, from the cello, and everything. And now it's being shared between the cello and the piano. So every Halo game has this. Every Halo game, I'm pretty sure, has this type of track, has this motif. And they all have their twist to it. And right now we're hearing this twist that it's relying a lot more on the piano. Because the one I remember from Halo 1 years ago, was mainly relying on the double bass, on the cello. I think it was a cello and the drum set, right? And now we are relying more we're leaning more towards the piano, and the piano being that instrument of the jack of all trades, right? Like the piano has the complete range. You can pretty much do everything in the piano except like maybe tremolo. It's not as easy to do tremolo in the piano, but you can pretty much emulate most music on a piano, which is why most composers historically had to play the piano, because it gives you so much visualization, but it also has that versatility. And Master Chief is versatile as hell. So there you go. And yeah, I like the extra adornments that the piano is doing, which gives the whole thing a sense of this has evolved. Which, of course, Halo 3 was the pinnacle of Halo as far as I know. I still need to play it. I have the game, I just haven't played it. And it adds this sense of evolution, of progression, over however many years it's been. It also has the we win or we die kind of thing. Yeah, it gives it that very confrontational, you're building yourself up, you're hyping yourself up kind of vibe. It's we go back to this like rock bluesy feeling that's so cool in this track. Variation on the main theme. Build up. So yeah, right now what we're doing is basically an elongation. Let me delete this. What we did just now is elongation. And elongation is when you take a concept or a phrase that you already did and you elongate it. You make it longer than it used to be. That it's that simple. We had that main theme, but instead of having the usual strings of it, we just decided to elongate the backing track of it, delay things a little bit, push everything a little bit further back. Interesting way of doing it, because usually for elongation, you're trying to take an entire concept and just stretch it out as much as you can. And by the way, the opposite of elongation is reduction. So elongation is you take a piece or a melody or something or a motif and you just stretch it to last longer. Reduction is the opposite. You're taking something, you make it last shorter. So we just delete it. There we go. Let's continue. Violins are doing something completely different. Building up. False ending. Now we just go back to this almost blues. I love how it's almost like blues, but not entirely. We bring in a harp with a glissando, which is such a fun thing to add. Harps, of course, very often associated with that like angelic element, like heavenly element to things. It's such a fun instrument to have. Fairly difficult to compose for, but you know, it comes in and does what is called a glissando. A glissando in concept is just playing a scale very, very fast. For the harp, it's very easy because the harp is built so that each string is one note of the scale. So you just go through the finger, whatever it is, just play all the notes that way, and you get a glissando. With that, the harp is probably the easiest instrument to do a glissando, which it just has other complications structurally as an instrument, but that's for another time. And the piano's still going insane. Ooh, I like this. We are having the violins playing that melody, and now we're having a doubling with the piano playing chords for this whole thing. Of course, the concept of a doubling it's a pretty simple, straightforward thing. You have one line of music, one melody, and you have more than one instrument playing that melody, usually for the added texture. Because of how different the instruments sound, you make them come together and everything, and there you go. You have got yourself a doubling. Usually you will have people do the instrumentation for different instruments, not the piano usually. Usually you're going to have like the violins play with the flute or the cellos play with the oboes, something like that. It's fairly rare for a doubling to be done with a piano. Especially this way where the lead instrument is the violins. and the piano is playing the complement to this. It's very, very, very rare. Very rare. Let's continue. You have these syncopation moments. Okay. And we have an outro that resembles the intro without the double bass. The double bass is gone. And we have these very long legatos at the top. With this, man, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful ending. What a beautiful ending to such a epic piece. And interestingly enough, every instrument was there except the bass. The harp wasn't there either, but that's because it was just a moment for it. That was very slow, letting it echo away, not really resolving the chords, kind of just having the violins holding together these very dissonant notes. It was very beautiful. Metal Mike, welcome today. How you doing? Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna say hi to you in a moment. So yeah, you have these moments of this moment of, again, when you take away the drums from a beat, you feel like you're up in the air, and you put these strings, these violins high up, doing these legatos when you just let them play out the notes very soft. As I said, you want to make a powerful climax, just make it soft. After going hard, make it soft. Phrasing. And just let them play out like this, and you have this beautiful ending that just kind of fades away with the rest. That was, for how epic the music was throughout the entire piece, that was a beautiful ending. That was a beautiful ending. There you have it. That was one last final effort from the Halo 3 soundtrack, composed by Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore. There you go, the O'Donnell. I guess that's going to be where the Irish aspect of this whole track came from, right? Anyway, there you have it. That was this Basterd's LFA. Once again, LFA being a layman's friendly analysis, where I, a professionally trained musician, attempt to explain this music to you in a way that you can understand, even if you're not a professionally trained musician. If you like this and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're following, you're joining the Discord, all that good stuff. Like, share the video. Good stuff, good stuff. If you want to request a song and you're watching this on YouTube, just leave a comment on what you want us to do next. Video game original soundtracks only, please, so that we do the things. And I think that's all the things I need to say for this. I need to make a checklist for this. So yeah, there you have it. That was one final effort from the Halo 3 soundtrack. Really, really fun stuff. But